That was a wonderful segue there at the very end, Nadia, when you said that Linda and Michelle have regularly been bringing wine, because the first poem that I am going to read actually is entitled, what's that entitled there?
Who brought the wine?
Who brought the wine? Well, I guess it's picking up. Okay, I deep wanted to have it up here. Another year has gone by, and where? And what is it? The earth has made one more journey around the sun. The sun has inched its way, or miled its way, or mega-miled its way a few degrees around the periphery of the galaxy. The earth has spun just a bit more than 365 times upon its axis, and we have been hot and cold. The moon has spooned and spun, phased in and out a dozen times or so. We have had our moments of calm and our lunatic binges. The tide has risen and dropped 12 times, and we have had our ups and downs. Millions have died, and millions more have been born. The crystals grow, bacteria munch, the biosphere breathes in and gives off gas. A year almost gone. 1,000,000 years have gone, billions of years have gone, and before the earth was born, no one, not even God, knew what time it was. There was a mountain and now it is a hill. There was a swamp and now it is a mountain. A star exploded, another sucked itself into eternal darkness, and more stars danced into existence. Elements formed and transformed in the fiery furnace of the stellar smelter. Species come and go. Life and energy plays in ways beyond our imagination. And before the big bloom, there was only imagination, and then, perhaps, love. And I was just going to say that I love the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock and think about what that means. Perhaps nothing more than that I love beauty and mystery and soft touches, and imagination creates beauty and mystery, and my heart responds with a soft touch. The Egyptians say that Ptah conceived the universe in his heart and created with his word. But still, before Ptah, the darkness was there, the dark energy undulating to some unknown vibe. And so before being could be, Ptah had to plant his seed of light into the vibrating womb. And some say sound gives birth to light, and that may be. Did Ptah reach such a frenzied pitch, singing his primal song of love, such frantic frequencies that he exploded in the pleasure of light? Is the Big Bang really the big orgasm, and we children of that ancient union? Imagine giving birth to love, or no, imagination giving birth to love and song, song giving birth to ecstasy, and ecstasy giving birth to light. Perhaps, but I think not quite right. Feels true, but not quite, because for there to have been so much delight, there must have been some wine. Indeed, there must have been some wine. And who brought the wine? Now we know who brought the wine. And this also brings us to the point that, one of the things, obviously, Nadia, is that we're getting near the solstice. That's one of the 9 parallel Mayan calendars, is the solar. So 1 year has gone by. But this end of the year thing, man, is something like much bigger than that. Change of an age, at the very least. So I thought I better go back and look at past changes of ages. And this time I went to the point of view of the Greeks, because right out of the chaos came Uranus and Gaia, the heaven and earth, and they made it, and that, began the proliferation of all of the other beings. And but Uranus was really interesting, right? He's the heavenly masculine force, but he hated his children. Couldn't stand the sight of them. So the Cyclopses and the giants he buried down in Tartarus, down underneath Gaia. And then he couldn't even stand seeing his own children, the Titans. And so he started ripping Gaia open and stuffing them down into the crevices, which was very painful for Gaia. And she wanted it to stop. So she talked with her oldest Titan son, Kronos, and said, "We got to put an end to this." So Kronos went down in Gaia and mined all these diamonds and fashioned, a really hard, sharp scythe. And that night, when Uranus came to sink into Gaia with his big erect penis, out sprang Kronos with his diamond sickle and cut it off and threw it in the ocean. Right? So that was a change of the age. Because after that, Uranus was never the same, and he took off. And Kronos ruled things, and everything was different after that, So that was an end of the world there, So, I don't know if there's a message in that for men, the night of the 21st, to be on guard for those who have diamond sickles. Sperm Whale by Alex Colvin. That's me. When Kronos cut off Uranus' giant erect penis and threw it in the sea, love was born. And since that time, gods have come and gone, but love keeps birthing forth in waves. When Kronos cut off Uranus' staff and threw it in the sea, and love was born from froth and foam, so at that moment too, out of love and seed, were sperm whales spawned. Gods come and go, teams come and go, but love keeps, the sperm whale was spawned. And to honor such divine naissance, could not the Natural Football League name a team the Mighty Sperm Whales? Gods come and go, teams come and go, but love keeps breaking forth in waves, breaking hearts against the shoals like cosmic eggs giving birth to new universes. When Kronos cut off Uranus' staff and cast it in the sea, and love was born, and sperm whales saw the light of day, Uranus did not die. He just retired. He sits now in his skybox watching the earthly game, and he said, "Let there be Bud Light." He has a condo in Ocean City. On moonlit nights, he strolls out onto the balcony to watch the waves, and he howls, "Ow! Ow!" And the waves and the sea rise in ecstasy, and Aphrodite winks, and the moon shivers, and the clams stick out their tongues, and the crabs sidle to the sand, claw and claw, and swordfish leap into the air, stabbing at the heart of night, and the sperm whales just keep on doing their thing, sucking up the algae, and the waves just keep on coming, and the waves just keep on coming, and the waves just keep on coming. So that was that. After I went back, to research this about that, and looked up about that period, and felt better about having done some research. Then I thought, but what about, inanimate objects and poetic forms? Will they survive? What will happen to them? So I asked my pen, will inanimate objects and poetic forms survive? And it said, what's a poetic form? And I said, like iambic pentameter? And so he responded with, iambic pentometer. Iambic pen, to meet her. I am Big Pen to meet her, to feel my shaft, embrace, to feel her hand embrace my shaft, to spread my ink the first time, every time upon the virgin page, to feel fantasy flowing through my tip, producing sighs of ecstasy, to sense mystery probed and poems taking flight, I can scarce express with what delight. I am Big Pen to meet her. And when, my blue fluid spent, I lie dry, discarded on some rubbish heap, do not weep. Far better to have felt, for I have felt the muse's gentle touch. Far better Big Pen to have been than Cross or Parker scratching memos on some bureaucrat's pad. And when at last into the recycler's kiln I'm cast to burn and blister and be no more, and tongues of flame reduce me to a glob, remember, billions more in the Rite Aid store. Stand prepared, proclaiming to the poets of the world, I am Big Pen to meet her. So, I took this to mean that inanimate objects and poetic forms will survive the end of the world.